Yes, thanks very much, Ewan, and well done to our mini racers there. It's Brick Car time next, the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship trophy category. We saw the Endurance and Praga Championships yesterday. They have finished their season. Now it's time for the trophy category, and the pre-race favourites have taken pole position. The number 10 Woodrow Motorsports BMW 1 Series, certainly not a standard BMW 1 Series. It's done the majority of the winning so far this year, and it is on pole position. Its main rival, number 74, the SVG Motorsport Ginetta G56A, has qualified alongside it. They're on their way round to the grid now. Will be lined up ready for a rolling start. This is a 50-minute race with a mandatory pit stop, minimum of 2 minutes spent in the pits. Variety of cars we've got out there. We've got BMWs, we've got Ginettas, we've got Porsches, we've got a Nissan 370Z, we've got a dedicated class for Renault Clios, we've got Mazda MX-5s, we've got VW Golfs, and much more besides. We've got a rotary engine Mazda RX-8, a Peugeot RCZ, even a very modified Ford Fiesta in the most powerful class 1. Well, we've got these starting drivers. Thank you, Steve Wood, the Brick Car press officer, for sending those through to us so we can know who's going first in each car and who's going to take over at the pit stop. Cars just leaving the pits there, you can see on the right of your screen. I'll take you through the grid in just a second. It is the Woodrow Motorsport number 10 BMW that will start on pole. Simon Baker, the car's owner, will start the race in that car. And they're looking for the Brick Car Trophy Championship this year. They have got some racing still to come, non-championship night races coming up at Brands Hatch in a few weeks' time. That's the second weekend in November. So the number 10 car starts on pole. They're the current championship leaders as well. It'll be Simon Baker going first, and Ollie Rubin will take over at the pit stop. SVG Motorsport Ginetta alongside number 74, that is Mark Lee. He drives solo. On the second row, we've got the BMW of number 40, Jasvir Sapra and Brian Branson. Brian Branson is going first. Alongside the number 111, the Dayton Motorsport Ginetta, Axel van Nederveen, the Dutchman, drives solo in that car. On row 3, number 93, Kester Cook in his Ford Fiesta. He drives solo alongside the Mac G Racing Mazda RX-8. That car is not starting this race. They're repairing some chassis damage to that car, so that won't be starting. Johnny McGregor and Josh Tomlinson. Hopefully we'll see that back out for race 2. Row 4, we've got number 20, which is Charlie Campbell and Rob Smith in the Peugeot RCZ. Rob Smith is going first. And alongside them, the County Classics Porsche, number 15, Richard Higgins, will be driving that car, and he's the points leader, I should say, in Class 2. He'll be a championship contender in this one. Row 5, we've got number 22, the Mark Wakefield Motorsport VW Golf. Ollie Turner is the driver of that one. He's in Class 3 Invitation. Alongside number 70, good to have Team Brit out there. That's their BMW, started by Paul Vokes. Andrew Tucker will take over. Row 6, we've got number 2, the Ginetta G40. Peter Spano starts the Raman and SVG car. Adriano Medeiros, very quick driver, will take over. Alongside number 118, the Jam Sport Nissan 370Z. David May starts. Mark Skeets will be relayed at the pit stop. On row 7, we've got number 77, VW Golf. Robert Ellick starts. Anthony Rogers will take over. Alongside the first of the Clio class cars, the Thompson family in the Westbourne Motorsport car. Aaron Thompson starts. His father Steve will take over. Another Westbourne Clio is next, number 64. Richard Colburn will start that car. Grant Williams takes over. Alongside them, the Team IP and Antac car in Class 2. That's the number 80 Porsche Boxster. Anthony Hutchins starts. Chris Dawkins takes over. Row 9, number 28, which is the Clio Invitation class car. Brad Thurston starts, and Will Powell, the new Brick Car Endurance champion, swaps his McLaren for a Clio today. He'll take over at the pit stop. Alongside then, number 46, the TSR VW Golf. Rob Taylor starts. Mark Jones will take over at the pit stop. Then on to row number 10, we've got another Westbourne Motorsport Clio. James Black driving solo in that one, number 67. 83 is the Derek McMahon Racing Honda Civic, the Cook family. Edward Cook starts, Steve Cook takes over. Row 11 is number 19, the little Ginetta G20. Jamie Vinnell-Meyer is normally in that car, but not this weekend. Tony Draper is the driver in that car. He'll relay Steve Griffiths at the pit stop. Starting alongside yet another Westbourne Motorsport Clio, Ellis Bardsley starts that car. James Colburn, son of Richard, takes over. Row 12, we've got number 11, which is another Motus 1 Renault Clio. Unfortunately, that car had an accident in qualifying and will not be starting, so the number 11 car is not there. 45 is Derek McMahon Racing's Honda Civic. It's Arthur McMahon who is driving it. Row 13, we've got Team Brits BMW 118. Luke Pound starts that car. Christian Overend will take over. Alongside number 8, the Gemco Racing Porsche. Kevin Hancock starts. Lee Smart takes over for the second stint. Row 14, we've got number 4, that's the Clio of Anton Spires and Darren Gerhardt. It's Darren who starts in the number 4 machine, alongside 57, which is the Derek McMahon Racing Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Barry McMahon, this year's Alfa Romeo Championship winner, will start that car, relaying Paul Plants. Row 15, number 35, the Chandler Motorsports VW Golf. Andy Wheatley starts, Stephen Chandler takes over. Alongside number 50, the BC Cars Mazda MX-5. First of 2 cars for them. The number 50 is driven by Alistair Easom. The second of them, number 75, is driven by Colin Wells. And alongside them, number 99 is the Golf of Simon McCormick, who starts. Kerry O'Donnell takes over. And at the back of the field, number 6, the Quattro Motorsport Ginetta G40. Bill Forbes is the driver there. So the pace car leads them into Redgate then. Real variety out there, as you can see. There's Team Brits, team of physically and psychologically handicapped drivers being rehabilitated through motorsport. A wonderful initiative, Team Brits. Great to have them here. Can anyone beat Woodrow Motorsport in the BMW then? Well, Dayton Motorsports did at Silverstone earlier this year, but Axel van Nederveen had Adriano Medeiros co-driving with him on that occasion. One man who is desperate to win is Mark Lee in the Ginetta there, second on the grid. He's become a bit of a Mr. Second Place this year. He's been on the podium virtually every time this year. Look out also for Ollie Turner, the blue and yellow Golf. He's raced in that car in the Volkswagen Racing Cup in the past. He's a former Fiesta Junior champion as well. Began his career at the age of 9 on the short ovals. So Woodrow Motorsport started by Simon Baker. Ollie Rubin will take over. He's raced with his father Nigel for a few years now, mainly in historic racing. The BMW, number 40, Brian Bransom and Jasveer Sapra. Jasveer Sapra very quick in this car. I remember him winning a night race here at Donington with that car a few years ago. Very quick in a straight line, that grey car. The E46 M3. So Jasveer Sapra should go well in reduced visibility here. And great to see Kester Cook in Kester's Fiesta up there on the 3rd row of the grid. Certainly not a standard Ford Fiesta, that one. Starting alongside, well, he should have been alongside the Mac G Racing Mazda RX-8, but that's a non-starter. Also out there is the Peugeot RCZ. The only one of its kind, I believe, racing in the UK. Rob Smith will relay Charlie Campbell in that car. There's the Alfa Romeo Giulietta with Barry McMahon on board. Okay, this will be a 50-minute race with a mandatory pit stop for the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship trophy category. They're going to do another lap behind the pace car just to get acclimatised to the conditions. It's a bit wetter than it was in qualifying this morning. Shouldn't handicap Woodrow Motorsport too much. Now for the second race, of course, the top 3 in each class get a few seconds added onto their pit stop time to make things a bit more interesting. If you missed yesterday's Brick Car Endurance and Praga action, it was a double win for Jimmy Broadbent and Gordy Much. Countdown clock has started in this second lap behind the pace car, so we are technically underway, starting behind the safety car. Pack now forms up 2 by 2. It is close in the championship. Woodrow Motorsport lead overall. Richard Higgins in the number 15 Porsche second. Then the Clio class leaders, the Thompson family, are third. And then Mark Lee in the SVG Motorsports Ginetta. There are dropped scores to be applied as well, though, so we'll wait for the championship officials to work out the points before the champion is declared at the end of today's 2 races. So we get underway then. The pace car is in pit lane and we're underway with the first race of the day for the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship Trophy category. Racing into the spray at Redgate. It is Woodrow Motorsports BMW who leads the early going. Mark Lee in the Ginetta up into second. Brian Branson in the grey BMW is third. Mark Lee already having a look. Those extra light bars on the front of the Ginetta look pretty menacing, don't they? The attack out of the old hairpin. Kester Cook is in the grab on the exit of Redgate. Now, can he dig that out of there? He should be able to. Yes, the marshals were coming out to help him, but he's got the car out of the gravel. Now, hopefully he can get that car running again. Woodrow Motorsports with Simon Baker lead the way. Look at the way the Peugeot is going of number 20, Rob Smith there. Past Brian Branson, who races an older BMW M3 and E36 version. Oh, the leader's spun it. Simon Baker's gone. Mark Lee onto the grass in avoidance. So Axel van Nederveen says, thank you very much, I'll take the lead in the Treble 1 car. That was very lucky. I thought we were going to have a collision there. So it's Van Nederveen who leads. Rob Smith second. Brian Branson third. Ollie Turner up into fourth in the Golf. Then we've got David May in the Nissan 370Z. You can see Mark Lee's done a bit of mowing there on the grass. A rare mistake for Simon Baker. That tells you how wet it's become. Look at the way Ollie Turner's going up into, he's going to go for third place here in the Golf. And of course a front wheel drive car past the rear wheel drive BMW of Brian Branson, probably struggling a bit to put the power down there. And meanwhile Rob Smith in the Peugeot RCZ trying to attack for the lead here. Clio's battling it out in the midfield. We'll pick up the class leaders as the race goes on. Side by side there for the lead between Axel van Nederveen and Rob Smith. Turner is third. Fourth place we've got Brian Branson, then David May, then Richard Higgins, looking for a win in Class 2 to keep his championship hopes alive, but he's having to give best at the moment to David May. There's the Clio class leader, Aaron Thompson, leading the Clio championship ahead of the Ginetta of Mark Lee. The lead has changed down the Craner curves. For the first time I think this season, the Peugeot RCZ leads the way. Rob Smith sharing with Charlie Campbell. Second place is Axel van Nederveen in the Dayton Motorsport Ginetta, but he's under fire from Ollie Turner, who's looking well fired up here in the Mark Wakefield Motorsports VW Golf. Up into McLean's at the top of the circuit. Behind them is Brian Bransom, and then David May in the 370Z. Mark Lee has recovered, I think, better than Simon Baker from that incident on the opening lap. This is where the incident happened. Simon Baker spun, Mark Lee went off in avoidance. No problem through this time. Leaders head down towards the Fogarty S's. Second place is Van Nederveen, Ollie Turner, and we've got a Clio off. That's number 62 of Ellis Bardsley. Oh, one of our marshals takes a tumble there over the barrier. Whoops. Yes, we did catch that on camera. Sharing with James Colburn in that car, so they could have been a contender there, but it looks like the Clio is stuck there on the grass and could be out of the race. Will that lead to a safety car, I wonder? Mark Lee attacking Richard Higgins in the Porsche. Oh, Higgins, I don't think spotted him there, turns in. There's nearly contact between the two of them. And look at the way Aaron Thompson is going. Safety car is being scrambled. I thought we would with the Clio off there. That's at the old hairpin. And out comes the safety car to pick up Rob Smith in the Peugeot RCZ. There's our top three. Rob Smith, Brian Bransom and Ollie Turner. David May fourth, Higgins fifth, then Mark Lee. You can see there the Clio has hit the tyre wall. I thought it had just spun into the grass. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of damage to the Clio, but as we see to the right there, it has gone into the tyres. Ellis Bardsley at the wheel, he's out and okay. Safety car comes out while the marshals make repairs. The safety car here at Donington Park in our first race for the Goodyear Brit Car Endurance Championship Trophy category. Ellis Bardsley's Clio off on the exit of the old hairpin. Rob Smith, your leader in the Peugeot, ahead of Brian Bransom in the BMW shared with Jasvir Sapra. Ollie Turner in a class-leading third place. David May leading Class 2 in the Nissan. Top two cars are in Class 1. Leading the Clio class is Aaron Thompson in number 41. Who's leading Class 3? It's the Rob Taylor and Mark Jones VW Golf Mark 5. You can see the class top threes there. It's Class 3 invitation for cars that don't completely comply with the Brit Car class specifications. I think it usually means they're running on different tyres. So the Clio gets a tow there from the telehandler. It's the car of number 62, Ellis Bardsley and James Colburn, one of 4 Westbourne Motorsport Clios here this weekend. See the damage there to the left-hand side. That's where it spun into the tyre wall. That'll be towed behind the barriers, and somebody else being towed in there as well. Is that Axel Van Nederveen? It is. So he was in our leading group. I thought he dropped back just before the safety car came out, but no, he spun it at the Fogarty S's. 35, the Golf of Chandler Motorsport. Stephen Chandler will take over that car later. It's Andy Wheatley currently on board. Kester Cook has got going again and been able to catch up under the safety car with the rest of the pack. Axel van Nederveen is going again. Lights are out atop the safety car then. We'll be going back to racing this time by. Well done to the marshals recovering the Clio and also the Ginetta of Axel van Nederveen that had spun at the Fogarty S's out of our sight there. Time to go racing once again then with this Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship Trophy category penultimate points scoring race of the season. Safety car into pit lane, the green flag is waved, and we're back underway. Rob Smith in the Peugeot RCZ leads them down towards Red Gates. And is that Simon Baker slowing up there in the BMW? In the background, I saw him quite slow away. Mark Lee wasting no time attacking Richard Higgins in the Porsche, goes through up into 5th position. Whether Simon Baker, has he got a problem there, or was he just trying to avoid going past a slightly slower car? Yes, I think that was the case, because there he is, he's up to speed again now. I think he was behind the slower Clio there of Aaron Thompson and didn't want to pass it before the timing line and risk getting a penalty. There's Mark Lee in his Ginetta, looking for his first win in the series. There go the leaders, Smith, Branson, Turner. David May in 4th place. David May and Mark Skeets, former BMW compact racers, now in the Nissan 370Z. Ollie Turner, the Samco Sport Golf, trying to close in on the big BMW ahead of him, off Brian Branson. Peugeot starting to get away. Of course, we've got the pit stops to come yet. That could change everything. Spend a minimum of 2 minutes in the pits. The car, of course, has to be cleansed if drivers are swapping over under the current restrictions. As the leader heads into the hairpin. Beautiful looking car, the Peugeot RCZ. There are a couple of one-make series for those cars on the continent. Battle is joined for 2nd place. Ollie Turner gets the better exit from the hairpin there up towards Goddard's, but looks as though Brian Branson has just about held him off. There is Simon Baker, he's back in 8th place in that BMW 1 Series, struggling to get the power down on the wet surface, I think. Similar problems in the last round at Silverstone. It was incredibly wet there for the trophy category. Watch the midfield come through. There's the 77 Golf, that is Rob Ellick. He and Anthony Rogers on their Brick Car debut this weekend. I think Turner's got through into 2nd place. Yes, now is he going to go after the Peugeot? No, he had briefly at the line, he was in 2nd. The timing showing Ollie Turner 2nd, but the power of the BMW telling there Brian Branson able to hold 2nd place. David May is up into 4th position in the Nissan. Then we've got Mark Lee. More importantly, David May is leading Class 2 ahead of Richard Higgins. Richard wants a maximum score here to keep his championship hopes alive. Of course, dropped scores to be brought into play as well. Rob Smith leading by 5 seconds. He's just done a 1:53.2 on that last lap. That's at least 2.5 seconds quicker than anybody else has managed. Here comes Turner in the Golf, gets the better exit from Coppice this time. Is he going to try and take the BMW? No, that's more powerful BMW M3, quicker in a straight line. Here comes Mark Lee up the inside in the Ginetta. Doesn't quite get the overlap on David May in the Nissan. There's Higgins, 6th in the Porsche. Clio class still led by Aaron Thompson. In 7th place, his father Steve take over that car. Simon Baker still there in 8th place, 4th in Class 1, the number 10 Woodrow BMW. Rounding out the top 10 is the Golf of Taylor and Jones. Rob Taylor driving that car at the moment, leading Class 3. Completing the top 10 is the Team Brit BMW number 70. Now here's the battle for 2nd place over the line. Still Brian Bransom in the grey BMW holding on, but they're 7.5 seconds down now on Campbell and Smith. Black and white flag has been shown to the number 99 car, which is Simon McCormick's Golf, against the driving standards flag. Running further down the order at the moment, as now Turner coming under fire from David May and from Mark Lee in the Ginetta, who's desperate for at least one win this year. There goes the leader in the background. You can see the lead that Rob Smith has pulled out here. That Peugeot running perfect. Fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th here. Is Mark Lee going to get through this time? He's trying a different approach into the Fogarty S's at the outside of David May. May attacking and defending at the same time. "31 minutes of this race to go. Lapping one of the back markers. That's one of the Mazda MX-5s there, the BC Cars machines, run by Brian Chandler, who's raced MX-5s for many years. I think that's Colin Wells about to be lapped. '99 car, we said it's got the black and white warning flag, has now got a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits.
4th, Axel. You were in the lead very briefly. Tell us what happened, as we couldn't see it.
Right. Coming into the braking point for the chicane, back onto the Melbourne Loop. Basically, fronts locked up, had to release, but couldn't get around the corner, just straight into the gravel.
Do they want to push this back and want to come back? Was it weather related, to do with the wet, or?
Yeah, it's weather related, because let's call it on Wednesday we're out in similar conditions, and then it's stuck. So I don't know.
But the car seems to be okay because you brought it back and you're going to get out for race 2, aren't you?
I hope so, yeah. It should be. It's just that it's a gravel trap. It likes to catch it. So.
Appreciate your time. Sorry for your misfortune, but good luck in race number 2, Axel. Axel Van Nedderveen down in the pits then, out of this one, but looking forward to race number 2. Back to you, Dave Goddard.
Lee starting to 4th place in the Ginetta, chasing Ollie Turner for 3rd. He's finally got past David May in the Nissan. The lead is now over 8.5 seconds as Lee draws past Turner, up into 3rd position overall. 3rd in Class 1 as well, so Class 1 cars now fill the provisional overall podium places, but a long way to go yet. Pit window has just opened, so we'll see cars coming in this time around. Has anybody come in already? No, they haven't, with the exception of Axel Van Nedderveen, of course. Leader comes across the line, there's the board out, pit window open. We'll see our first mandatory pit stops taking place. Who's going to be the first to peel in? Leaders will have only just seen the board there, so they'll probably come in next time around, I would think. Richard Higgins, still second in Class 2. He's behind David May in the Nissan still. Class 3 is led by the Taylor and Jones Golf. The Clio's by the Thompson. So no change really in our class leaders, just these battles among the leading runners. The Peugeot continues to dominate. It's a good run by Rob Smith. Charlie Campbell will take over this car shortly. See if he can keep up the pace set by Rob Smith. It's been a relentless pace in the early stages. Still Brian Bransom second. That car should go even quicker, I would think, the BMW with Jasvir Sapra, its regular driver, on board. You've seen what Mark Lee can do earlier this season. He's been on the podium at just about every race in the Goodyear Brit Car Endurance Trophy category this year. There is Simon Baker. He's back up to 7th now. He's got ahead of Aaron Thompson in the Clio. Here's Mark Lee. He's caught Brian Bransom. This is the battle for second. Turner's there in 4th. May 5th. First pits callers have come in. The Team Brit BMW number 70 is in. Andrew Tucker taking over from Paul Vokes, and in comes Brian Bransom. So he's the first of the leaders coming. I think the Peugeot has gone through. Yes, it has. So Brian Bransom is in, and Jasvir Sapra will take over. We've also had into the pits the Ginetta G40 of Peter Spano, and the very quick Adriano Medeiros will take over. The Clio Invitation class car, Brad Thurston is in. Will Powell is going to take over that car. Yesterday he was confirmed as the Brit Car Endurance category champion in his McLaren alongside Dave Scaramanga for the Motor Swan team. Congratulations to them. Peugeot continues its pace up front. Second place is still Mark Lee, then Ollie Turner. He leads Class 3 Invitation. David May leading Class 2 in 4th overall. Further back we should see next through Richard Higgins in his Porsche. There he goes. Still fighting for the overall championship lead. Of course, points from all the classes combined. Woodrow Motorsport lead overall, but only by 8 points coming into this round. Class 3 championship led by Steve Griffiths in the little Ginetta G20, number 19. Jamie Vinolmeyer, his regular co-driver. It's Tony Draper with him in the car today. Simon Baker's come in. Ollie Rubin will take over the BMW 1 Series. Leader lapping quicker and quicker. 152.962 his time last time through. If anything, it is starting to dry out there, I think. Well, the Clio's coming in. That's the 64, I think, of Richard Colburn and Grant Williams. Could be the Darren Gerhardt's Anton Spires car. Car 99 now has a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So Simon McCormick is racking up the penalties here, unfortunately, as Jasvir Sapra is about to leave the pits. We'll have to wait to see, once everybody's pitted, how everything cycles through. The early stoppers still coming in. Of course, if you are stationary in the pits for less than the mandatory 2 minutes, you'll be penalised as well. For a short pit stop, you can get a stop-go penalty towards the end of the race to make up the missing time. So that happened at Silverstone earlier this year. It was Team Brit, I believe, who had that happen when they were leading, unfortunately. Any more pit callers this time through? Colburn and Williams in the Clio. McCormick has come in with the Golf. Kerry O'Donnell will take over. Darren Gerhardt's handing over to Anton Spires. Andy Wheatley is in the number 35 Golf. Stephen Chandler will take over there. The Porsche Boxster of Hutchins and Dawkins is in. Chris Dawkins taking over that car. This has raced all manner of things over the years. I remember him in Eurocar back in the 1990s. Remember those? The space frame Ford Mondeos. Lead gap is now up to over 12.5 seconds for Campbell and Smith. Rob Smith over Mark Lee in the Ginetta. There he is. He's pulled away now from Ollie Turner in the Golf. There's Turner. He's dropped a long way back. I wonder if Ollie Turner's got a problem there. There's a battle between Golf and Clio we catch a glimpse of. That's Rob Ellick in the grey Golf with the Clio on his tail. It's the number 67, which is James Black in the blue Clio. This is for around 8th place. Of course, position's a bit fluid at the moment because we've got cars coming in and out of the pits. Just been told from Ewan down in the pits, we believe that car number 10 is not rejoining. So that's the BMW 1 Series, the championship leader. That's going to have implications for the championship. So Simon Baker and Ollie Rubin are out of the race. They're going to try and plough everything into race 2 now. Hopefully we can hear from one of the crew down there, find out what's happened. Bit of damage on the back of a bit of damage. It's lost its rear bumper, the 77 car there. The Rogers and Ellick Golf. David May has brought the Nissan 370Z in. Mark Skeets, the Irishman, will take over. And the lead gap has come down because Mark Lee has just done the fastest lap. Whoops! Nearly a collision coming into the pits there. The 77 Golf cut across and nearly took out James Black in the Clio. More like a scene from the motorway, that was. In comes one of the MX-5s, and I think Ewan down in the pits has got an update for us.
Here we are then down in the pit lane. As you can see, car number 10 still here after that mid-race pit stop. So we're going to try and speak to either Simon Baker or Ollie Rubin. If they'll chat with us, find out what happened. We did see Simon Baker spin off early on. Simon, you okay for a quick chat? Could you speak to us if that's all right? Have you got time? Yeah. Just trying to find out what happened. Obviously, Ollie's not gone out. What happened when you spun off, first of all?
Oh yeah, literally it was just a little bit greasy and I span off, did a 360 and managed to keep the car running. But it was on the restart, the Clio went off round the first corner, so I didn't overtake him because obviously you're not supposed to overtake to the start-finish line. So I've let him come past in front of me. When I got to the first corner, a Golf bashed into the side of me. So the Golf, obviously I've gone round Redgate and the Golf, I knew there was going to be some damage. I thought the wheels were going to fall off, but I've literally got to the last corner to come for my pit stop and the diff carrier's all snapped, it's broken.
We saw Ollie jump in the car first of all, so we thought, oh, this is okay, but it's fatal, obviously.
To the last corner, there was all just the gear change from out of the McLaren's, it was just loads of smoke coming up everywhere, so I knew there was something wrong, and then smoke was pouring out. So,
big news for the championship, of course. Okay for race 2?
We'll be okay for race 2, yeah, the boys will sort it out. Obviously they're good at what they do, so...
Just bringing it down to the wire, right? Making it exciting, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's a shame, because obviously it's just that Golf fitting me. It's just... I didn't think, I thought something was going to, you know, when you get a big bash, and I thought that something's going to happen here, so...
No, really sorry to hear that, Simon, but good luck for race 2, buddy. So there we go, out of race number 1, but definitely back on track for race 2. We're going to go back at the commentary box with you, Dave.
Thanks very much indeed for that, Ewan. Mark Lee has come in the Ginetta from 2nd place. Another of our front runners to pit. That leaves Rob Smith with a clear lead. He's leaving it late, and as I say that, he comes in. So the leader, Rob Smith, is in to hand over to Charlie Campbell. Rob, I think, is the slightly quicker of the two drivers there, so spending as much time in the car as possible. I saw a black flag being shown there on the start-finish line. We've got a yellow flag as well, so we've got an incident somewhere. Now, where is that? 19 minutes of the race to go. I thought I saw a black flag at the start-finish line there. So we are waiting to hear. Stop-go penalty for car number 57 has just come up for a short pit stop. That's 2 seconds. That's the Barry McMahon Paul Plant Alpha Giulietta. Paul Plant is in the car, so he's got a stop-go penalty. Okay, your leader is in the pits. That means that Ollie Turner is now the leader on track in his Golf. He's yet to stop. Richard Higgins is second and has yet to stop. The other cars that haven't stopped yet, the Jones-Taylor Golf. Number 70 there, Team Brits, the BMW, they have stopped. Cars that haven't stopped yet are Turner, Higgins, the Jones-Taylor Golf, the Griffiths-Draper Ginetta G20, Luke Pound and Christian Overend's BMW 118 has not yet come in. The Hancock and Smart Porsche Boxster number 8 has also yet to stop. Everybody else has made their mandatory pit stop. In comes the Jones-Taylor Golf. Mark Jones will take over that car. It's Ollie Turner, your current on-track race leader. There goes Brian Branson. Sorry, it's Jasper Sapra in that car now, I apologise. I've got to wait to see where everybody slots back in. I think we can hand down to the pit area with Ewan to talk to our Clio class leaders, Aaron Thompson.
And again, we're down here in the pit lane this time with Aaron Thompson. Great stint there for you. You looked really happy when you swapped over to your dad there.
Yeah, it's always tricky here, because the aviation fuel, how slippery it's going to be, and it's now at that critical point where it starts to get greasy, because we haven't had rain in a while, and obviously we're bedding the water through. It's hard because it looks dry, but the car in front of you had to spray, so you're playing with your mind. There's puddles over there, but this looks dry. So it's all sort of, it was a challenging one. It's sort of, you never know how well I'm doing until I come in and they say good job, bad job, because I don't know how far away the competition is, but I think we did okay.
I mean, you're in a Clio, you're in 5th place. You're battling cars, theoretically, a lot quicker than you.
It's just the Clio has so much mechanical grip, and the way the diff works and how good the Goodyear wets are, is that you see like the BMWs and Ginettas all sort of sideways outside the corners, and we just stop on a dime, turn, drive out, and we just gain so much time. And because there are big straights here, but it's not that big, especially with the run we're getting onto the straight, we're just gaining so much time in them that we can be up there with them.
And I'm sure you've seen in the garage to the right hand side, Ruben and Simon Baker are out of this race. So I know you're leading the Clio class, you're third in the overall championship. You getting quite excited?
Yeah, well, checker flag's not out yet. Secondly, I don't like to see that. I want to be out there battling, I want to be racing. I hate to win my technicality. Obviously, don't know if we're there yet, got to touch wood. But we, just all we can do is our best. And if that's what we do, then leave nothing out there, then I'll be proud of our team.
And finally, what did you say to your dad? I saw you pointing at your head. Like, just concentrate?
Just think, just bigger picture. Because I know how easy it is to get overexcited in the car. I know how easy it is to snatch that brake that metre later. Safety car restart, I don't know if you've seen me, both fronts locked up, not even green flag yet, I'm off bounce across the grass. It is that easy, because how greasy it is. You just think about it. We've got a big gap, we're leading the race. Hopefully, if we come across the line, we'll win the championship, so that's what we need to do.
Aaron, great stint, well done. Look forward to seeing what your dad can do. So, in case you didn't know, there is the East Midlands Airport just outside Donington. That is the aviation fuel. Makes things a little bit tasty, doesn't it, Dave?
Yes, I was just going to clarify that myself. Didn't mean that Aaron Thompson, his Clio is running on avgas or anything like that. It's aviation fuel dropped on the circuit when planes pass over to take off or land at East Midlands Airport next door. Usually up by McLean's and Coppice we see that. Well, there's Mark Lee. He's got the fastest lap of the race now, 152.222. I can tell you that Turner and Higgins are both pitted, the Golf and the Porsche. I think everybody's coming out. Yes, Tony Draper's Ginetta has just come in to hand over to Steve Griffiths, and the other Team Brit BMW is coming as well, Luke Pound handing over to Christian Overend. So everybody has now made their mandatory pit stop. Going to wait and see where they cycle back in. Now there is Charlie Campbell, and he's showing us about 5 seconds behind Mark Lee. So I think when everything cycles through, Mark Lee is going to be leading this race. Looking at the timing, now Lee ahead of Campbell, then Mark Skeets in the Nissan, and then we've got Jasper Sapra in the BMW. We'll wait and see where Ollie Turner and Richard Higgins slot back in among the front runners, of course, because Turner was up in 3rd place. We've got 13 and a half minutes of this race to go. The pit window is now closed. Everybody's taken their stops. So Mark Lee goes through, and he does indeed go to the top of the times. So Mark Lee is your race leader in the SVG Motorsport Ginetta. Is he finally going to get his first win of the season? Here comes Charlie Campbell in the Peugeot. The gap is now 15 seconds. Rob Smith is the quicker of those two drivers in the Peugeot RCZ. Charlie Campbell will try and hold on to second place now. Who can catch Mark Lee? There goes the number 28 Clio. That's Will Powell on board. That's the Clio Invitation class car, a different spec to the other Clios in this race. Waiting to see who comes through in third. Looks like it's possibly Ollie Turner still in third. We'll wait to confirm that when everything cycles through on the next lap. It's either Ollie Turner or Mark Skeets in the Nissan in third place. Pick them up when we can. So everybody has now completed the pit stop phase of this race for the Brit Car Endurance Championship Trophy category, sponsored by Goodyear Tyres. Goodyear Tyres working hard in these wet conditions. Here is Mark Lee down towards the Fogarty S's. Are we finally going to see the Ginetta G56A take a win? It's come close on occasions. He took the lead from the Woodrow BMW through the last corner at Snetterton early in the season, and the BMW got him back on the line. So the lead gap is 15.2 seconds now over Charlie Campbell in the Peugeot. Who's leading the other classes? Well, we wait to see in Class 2 whether Mark Skeets is still ahead of Richard Higgins, as Richard's just come out of the pits a lap or two ago. Mark Lee goes through to complete his 17th lap. The Clios are still led by Aaron and Steve Thompson, keeping their championship hopes alive. Class 3 is currently led by Anthony Rogers in the number 77 Golf, took over from Rob Ellick. 71 goes through. That was the last car to make it stop. That was the pound and over end BMW. I saw the tail end of a spin there coming through Goddard's corner there. Can't pick up who that was. Okay, Higgins is leading Class 2 and he's third overall. The late pit stop moving him up there. Ollie Turner in the Golf is fourth, but he's only half a second behind the Porsche. Mark Skeets is fifth. Jasvir Sapra is sixth. Then in seventh, we've got the Team Brits, BMW, that's going well. Andy Tucker on board. It is Mark Lee who leads. He increased his lead on that last lap by 15 seconds. Charlie Campbell's last lap was a 2 minutes 10 in the Peugeot. Lee lapping in the 155s. So this is looking good for Mark Lee in the SVG Motorsports Ginetta. 64 there, that's Grant Williams in the blue Clio on the tail of one of the Golfs. Here comes the leader. 9.5 minutes of this race to go. It's looking good for Mark Lee. Got the fastest lap of the race as well, 152.222. Through Redgate up to the top of the crater curve, still very slippery out there. He's pulling away at a fair rate of knots from Charlie Campbell's Peugeot. Through the old hairpin comes the leader. You can see a dry line is just beginning to emerge. There are the class leaders confirmed. It's all looking good for the Thompsons and for Richard Higgins. Getting ahead at the pit stops of the Nissan. Charlie Campbell is now dropping down the order overall. He's down to fifth this time through. It's Richard Higgins second overall now, 40 seconds back on Mark Lee. Ollie Turner is third overall, and then Mark Skeets in the Nissan is fourth. Mark Lee looking dominant out in front, but to finish first you have to finish. Lapping number 2, that's Adriano Medeiros in his Ginetta, the number 2 car, started by Peter Spano. Main battle on track at the moment, I would say, is for second, third and fourth. The Porsche of Richard Higgins, Ollie Turner's Golf and Mark Skeets in the Nissan 370Z. They're about 40 seconds behind the race leader. So we can try and pick up on that fight. They're just coming through onto the exhibition straight, we can see in the background, and Skeets is up into third place. The Nissan has got ahead of Ollie Turner's Golf. Here they are coming into the Fogarty S's. Richard Higgins under fire from Mark Skeets, and this is for the lead of Class 2 as well between this pair. Next in the order, there's Campbell in the Peugeot. This is the fight for second overall. 2 Class 2 cars and the Class 3 invitation car of Ollie Turner. Richard Higgins in the County Classics car, up there in second place overall. This would be his best result of the season. More powerful Class 1 cars, a lot of them hitting trouble. Through Goddard, still there in second, Richard Higgins, but Mark Skeets on his tail, and Higgins, as we say, will want to hang on in front there because this is for the lead of Class 2, and Higgins wants to keep his championship hopes alive, especially with the Woodrow Motorsport car out of this race. Lee Turner behind them in the Golf, the ex-VW Racing Cup driver. Here's a battle a little further back. Number 71 is Christian Overend in the Team Brits BMW 118. There's one of the Golfs behind them. That's Stephen Chandler, ex-Junior Saloon Car racer in the 35 car. Wide there through Coppice, the 71 car. Here comes Mark Skeets. Can the Irishman get a run on Richard Higgins this time for the lead of the class? They've got to be mindful that back-marking BMW is there. They got past the Chandler Golf. Got 5.5 minutes just over of this race to go. Mark Lee looking all set for a victory at long last up front, but we'll wait and see. We don't want to put the curse of the commentator on him. There is our leader coming down the Craner curves. 3 retirements so far, those being the Bardsley and Colburn Clio we saw spin into the tyre wall. Of course, we lost Baker and Rubens BMW and the Van Nederveen Ginetta. 2 potential victory contenders out of the race. See them back out in race 2 later on. Oh, the Nissan's pulled up. What has happened there? Mark Skeets, who was challenging for second overall, and for the class lead, has stopped on the exit of the hairpin. Oh, disaster for Mark Skeets. He's calling for the recovery vehicle there. Signals to the marshal that he's okay. I don't know what happened, he says. Looks like the car has just stopped on him. Now, that's a relief for Richard Higgins, of course, because he's safe in the lead of Class 2 now. Ollie Turner in third overall. Then we've got Tucker and Vokes BMW, Team Brit up there in 4th place. They're going well. The Peugeot is 5th, well, it was 5th, just lost out there to Jasvir Sapra in the BMW. And next is the Hutchins and Dawkins Porsche Boxster up in the top 10 for the first time, I think, this season. 4 minutes to go. There goes the Alfa Romeo number 57, Paul Plant on board. That car, of course, got a stop-go penalty earlier on, had a slightly short pit stop. Mark Lee leads by 45 seconds now over Richard Higgins in the Porsche 996. He's in second place. Ollie Turner could get second overall here. He's still just behind Richard Higgins in the Porsche. Charlie Campbell attacking Paul Plant there, long-time Alfa Romeo racer. Ahead of them it is Jasvir Sapra in his BMW. He's fourth in Class 1 behind Mark Lee, Andrew Tucker and Charlie Campbell. He was at the start of the previous lap anyway on the timing. He's now third in class. He's got ahead of Campbell. There is Team Brits, number 70 BMW M249i. Andrew Tucker at the wheel. They'll be chuffed with second in class and fourth place here. But here's the fight for second. Higgins and Turner, nose to tail. Can the Golf take second overall? He's keeping pace with Richard Higgins. I don't think they'll catch Mark Lee. Only 2.5 minutes to go. Lee leads by over 48 seconds now. He's lapping over 3 seconds quicker than the two fighting for second place. There's the number 46 Golf. That's leading Class 3 now, but only just. These two Golfs here, the black and the grey, they're fighting for the lead of Class 3. Mark Jones in the 46 car, 77, driven by Anthony Rogers. They're having their own battle here. They need to be mindful that the second place overall fight is coming up to lap them. There they go through Coppice Corner. There's the battle in the Clios. The Thompson family still leading the Clio class, I think, but with them, number 67 of James Black. So there's class battles everywhere you look. Through comes the second overall battle. These two are in different classes. The two Clios we saw there, Thompson and James Black, there's only a short distance between the two of them. In fact, they're side by side now. That's for the lead of the Clio class. And 67 James Black is going to go through at Redgates. Yes, he's just taken the lead in the Clios. The last thing Steve Thompson wanted to happen. There goes our overall leader. It will be last lap this time, I would think. We may even see the checkered flag this time. We'll wait and see. Up towards Coppice he goes. Wait to see if it's going to be last lap or checkered flag this time for Mark Lee. He's come close in just about every race this year, but it's finally all come good for him. Admittedly, a bit of misfortune for his rivals. Sadly, he'd have preferred, I think, a closer race to the flag. But he leads by 55 seconds over Richard Higgins in the Porsche. Significantly for the championship is the Thompsons have lost the lead of the Clio class, so this could be playing into the hands of Richard Higgins in Class 2. 20 seconds left on the clock. I think we'll see the checkered flag this time. There's the Nissan. Great shame for David May and Mark Skeets, the car letting them down. Wait to see if the checkered flag is going to come out this time for the Ginetta G56A, the SVG Motorsport car of Mark Lee. He comes out of Goddard's corner, he sees the checkered flag, and at long last in 2021 Mark Lee is a winner in the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship trophy category. Congratulations Mark Lee, that win is a long time coming. He'll be very relieved to have taken that when he's been on the podium in just about every race this year. That is his first victory. Now the cars are lapped down coming home. I can tell you James Black has won the Clio class. He's beaten Steve Thompson by just over a second. There they are across the line. So James Black wins the Clios. We're waiting for Richard Higgins to come home to win Class 2. That will keep his championship hopes alive. More Clios across the line here. There's Anton Spires. So Will Powell, the Clio Invitation class runner. Porsche Boxster of Hancock and Smart comes through, and there is Richard Higgins. He comes in for second overall. He wins Class 2. Ollie Turner will complete the podium in the Golf and win Class 3 Invitation. And fourth overall, it is going to be Team Brits, Andrew Tucker and Paul Vokes. They take second in Class 1. Jasvir Sapra and Brian Branson will take third in Class 1 in fifth overall. Campbell and Smith Peugeot, I think, is going to be in sixth place. And the last man on the lead lap is going to be Chris Dawkins in the Porsche started by Anthony Hutchins. But it's Mark Lee who celebrates. At last, he'll be thinking, his first victory outright in the Mark Lee Transport SVG Motorsport Ginetta G56A. He'll try and make it a double later on. Confirm the results shortly once everybody has come in towards Parc Fermé. Just a couple of penalties in that race. A stop-go penalty for the number 57 Alfa Romeo. 15 seconds of track limits penalties for the McCormick O'Donnell Golf as well. A 5 and a 10 added together. Hopefully talk to our class winners as well as the overall winner Mark Lee. Bring you the provisional results of that race then. An ultimate point scoring race of the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship Trophy category this season.
You've done enough today.
Mark Lee is your winner by nearly a minute in the end, ahead of Richard Higgins, who wins Class 2. That's important for the championship. Ollie Turner wins Class 3 invitation in his Golf in third place. Then Tucker and Vokes for Team Brit in fourth. Sapper and Branson in the BMW fifth. Campbell and Smith completing the top 6, and the last car on the lead lap, the Porsche Boxster of Hutchins and Dawkins. Peter Spano and Adriano Medeiros 8th in their Ginetta, and the close battle in the Clio class won by James Black, just ahead of the Thompson family. Thurston and Powell in Clio Invitation next home, then Spires and Gerhardt. Jones and Taylor win Class 3 in their Golf by less than a second from Rogers and Ellick in their similar machine. Coburn and Williams. Richard Coburn, that is Coburn Senior, completing the top 15. Pound and Overend for Team Brit in their BMW 16th, then the Alfa Romeo McMahon and Plants, the Cook family in their Honda Civic next home, then the Griffiths Draper Ginetta G20, only 6th in Class 3. That could possibly harm their chances of the Class 3 title. McCormick and O'Donnell, the penalised Golf, finishes further down the order than anticipated in 20th, ahead of Kester Cook in the Fiesta, never really recovered from that first lap off. Hancock and Smart's Porsche Boxster, and then the Chandler and Wheatley Golf, Alistair Easham's Mazda MX-5. We lost David May and Mark Skeets, of course. We lost Arthur McMahon's Honda Civic. Colin Wells was several laps down in the Mazda. And we lost the Forbes Ginetta, of course the Baker and Rubin BMW, Van Nederveen in the Ginetta, and the Colburn Bardsley Clio crashed out. We'll hand shortly down to Parc Fermé with Ewan. He will talk to our race winner and hopefully a few others. Okay, we can now hand down to Ewan Dunlop, who is down in Parc Fermé.
Well, my goodness me, quite a lot to decipher from all of that. A lot of classes, a lot of racing going on, but plenty of winners too in classes. We've even got a championship winner confirmed in the Thompson father and son duel. But let's speak to Mark Lee. Look at these beautiful machines, and plenty coming in behind us. We're going to spin around in a second and look at a few more. But first of all, Mark. Let me grab you.
Yeah, all right.
Mark Lee here, race winner. You've come close plenty of times this season, but I think Brands Hatcher had a couple of second places or podiums. But to get a win, how does that feel?
Oh, it's top the season off. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the championship as well, 4th place. I don't know if you know, the championship leaders didn't finish, so it's pumped you up a little bit. I think you're too far behind, but it's still a fantastic day.
There's a drop. Yeah, there's a drop score, which I'm not sure where that leaves us. So yeah, okay. If I could get top 3, in championship, that'd be a result.
I'll be honest, I don't think anybody knows exactly how many points who's on what at the moment, but great to see the win. So you dealt with the rainy conditions absolutely perfectly too.
Yeah, just tried to take, not push it too far, but yeah.
But moved away from the pack where you needed to. The car obviously performed perfectly.
Yeah. Luckily, on Wednesday, I did a track day Wednesday, and it just we had every single condition from dry to wet. So I felt like already perfect conditions for us, really. Yeah.
And one more race to come. I mean, you've had a great weekend already. What can you do in race number 2?
Yeah, well, obviously we've had drive shaft going qualifying, so we're down to about 17th in race 2.
Okay.
I only got 3 laps in.
Right.
I got half a flying lap in. Luckily that got us second on the grid. So yeah, we're going to have to just power through, I think, and hopefully get on the podium.
I mean, that's going to be lots of fun in itself, isn't it? Just going through the field.
Yeah, enjoy that. Yeah.
Mark, congratulations, well done. We'll see you later on. Let's try and speak to James Black. Where is James? Down there. So James, great battle in the Clio class with the Thompson father and son duo, particularly versus Steve early on. So let's speak to James. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Winning the Clio class. Talk to us through it.
Oh, well, after the shambles in qualifying today, I just thought we're going to try our best with starting 5th. Sorry, my voice got screaming on the in-lap. And then the first corner, I had a massive moment. I thought, there's not a lot of grip here. Just kept it going. I saw Aaron in the distance getting further and further away. And then the pit stops come in, they changed, and the rain come down a little bit. And I just managed to keep it on. The non-turbo car showed that it can win and dry on the wet today. And just amazed. Happy to win again.
Aaron moved away from you, but you drew Steve back in. I think it was about 2 laps to go. You eventually got him down the home straight.
Yeah, I know. I had a few goes at him, but the Gen 4 just got me in a straight line. But I just managed to stop it on the apex and managed to win. Oh.
I mean, I think they've won the championship, but in terms of a race, did you not know that? I think we think they've won it. There was obviously you pulled back some points, but I think they were just too far ahead. But regardless, fantastic day at Donington for you.
Oh yeah, no, it's an amazing place. I've never driven here until Thursday, and
wow.
I love it. I think it's
I bet you do.
Yeah. And I mean, credit to Steve and Aaron. They've been quick all year to win the championship, but hopefully we can secure second place today and just round off a great year for Team Westbourne and Clio Cup Brick Car.
Well, at least one time today we're going to see you on the podium. Best of luck for the rest of the day. Cheers, James. Right, let's try and find a couple of other drivers. I'd love to speak to Richard Hills, who was in the car number 15. He won the Class 2. Just have a look at these cars here, Alan. It's absolutely incredible. So many different classes going up against each other. And what it does today, the rain, it sets a level playing field. We got Clios here going up against the Porsches and the BMWs, the M3s. It is great to see. So car 15, there is car number 15. Richard, have you got 2 secs? Oh, Richard's on his phone. Hang on a sec. Well done, Richard. Just talk us through the race for you.
It was very slippery. It was a bit chaotic at the first corner. I know Cook went off in front of me, literally, and I'm thinking, which way is he going to go? So first couple of laps, just keep it on the black stuff. Let's see what happens. The Nissan was very good. I mean, being front engines, rear wheel drive, it was better balanced. The understeer I was struggling with hugely. But he pulled away. We had a safety car. Then we went away again, and he pulled. He had I don't know, 2-3 seconds on me. He went in for pits, and then we just said, look, we just got to nail it. So we did, and we came out in front of him.
I don't know if you know, but you're in the second in the championship, of course. The pairing of Baker and Rubin, they didn't finish. So it's been a real change in the championship standings with one race to go.
Yeah, well, I actually think that Thompson is the dark horse, because whilst I was second, he was about 1 point behind me, but he's got better drop scores. So I don't know where he's finished. So it's quite exciting, to say the least, because obviously I honestly thought Woodrow, I think, only needed like about 25 points. So he's still got the last race and I think it's in his hands. If he wins it, I think if he wins the last race, I think he'll get the championship. But between the two of us, I really don't know.
So they were second in the Clio class, but they were about 8th overall.
Yeah, I don't think that makes any difference whether you come 8th overall, 2nd overall. It's where you come in class.
It is going to be a ridiculously close finish this afternoon, isn't it?
I think it is. It's going to be very exciting. So,
okay, thanks for your time. Congratulations and good luck in race number 2.
Thanks a lot.
So there we go, guys. Plenty to talk about and plenty of people to speak to. One more race to come. And I don't think anybody actually knows where the points lie, but we are going to find out. One man that might know, Dave Goddard.